Hi, Julie Torrance here. I have a 6x6 and I picked it out because of a couple things. It's paper and I'm going to need it a little bit stronger, and I wanted the decorated side to be something that is writable, something you can write on. So I want to make this a little bit stronger, and I could use book page, or I could use packaging, I could use coffee dye. I'm going to use this, which is some map. It's from the Atlas and it is the index. So I'm just going to take a glue stick. I've got my table covered and I want to get this glue stick on here as best I can. How are you? I hope you're doing well. So this is a good project if you've got some 6x6s that I wouldn't say they're not your favorites. I picked the ones that I'm picking because they're single-sided, for one thing, and they're paper. And so I just felt like I needed a project that could handle that. Do you know what I mean? All right, let's move these. Get this here. And there's no direction. So I'm just going to use the words on here to help me line it up so it's somewhat straight on the page. Okay, this needs to dry. So I'm going to set this aside. Even before I cut it, I want it to dry. But let me show you. I did these. And see, I put, that one has dictionary page. And what have I got going on here? Book page, dictionary page, dictionary. Okay, this has packaging. So if you don't have dictionary page or book page or atlas page, maybe you've got some packaging. This came from mail order. So we're going to use these. And as I said, something that you can write on. They are paper, but I wanted them a little firmer. And these have dried overnight. Now, I also had in this 6x6, and I'll tell you later how I got these. I got these. These are kind of like, I would say, mixed media paper. Now, I got all this paper in a lot of just 6x6s, a stack about that tall. And so what was all in it, I didn't know. But I think these will work good for what we're doing. So I'm just going to pull out a couple to start. And as I say, they've dried. Okay, so I've got one of the plain ones. I think I have only a couple of those. And let's get these, I'm hoping where we can see them. All right, I've got some of my watercolor paints. I pulled out my metallics from American Crafts, really old. So if you say I can't find them, no surprise to me. I'm just trying to make it again so you can see a little bit. And then I pulled out my fan, which is just student grade paints, but a nice variety and perfect. Children's paints, any paints will do. I pulled this out because of the variety. Now, I am treating these like, and I've got, I think this is a number 6. Yeah. Number 6 brush, got my water off to the side. And I'm going to start with this one. And I'm just going to look at colors that are friends with each other. So this is a whole strip of greens. So I'm going to start with some greens. And I just know these paints don't need pre-wetting. So off I go. And I'm just getting color. Think of this kind of like how we think about a master board. I am not looking for a specific design that as this as a whole. I'm just looking for color and not really pattern, because I've got pattern. Not all of mine are going to have pattern, but this particular one that I'm working on does. I'm not pre-wetting because I put this together just like you saw with glue stick. And glue stick can loosen up, I think. Well, at least I believe the one I'm using right now. I'm going to try to move this. If I can keep paint from the other side, that would be great. But if I get some over there, I'm not worrying about it. Get some more green here. You could use a bigger brush than I am, but I just know that a number 6 brush is what a lot of people have. So that's why I picked it. Okay. I also have this brush. This is a number 8. Now I'm going to go into my metallics, and this is kind of a gold. And I'm going to give it some splatters. Not splattering yet. It's okay. Now these are going to be backgrounds. So I'm not looking for a specific design. You don't have to know how to paint a flower or paint a face. No, we're just having fun. Just have fun. And I know you can do that. Okay, good. I want a little something else on here. I'm going to pick a color that kind of goes with greens, which is blues. And I'm picking this, which is kind of a blue-green. It's, I don't know, you'll see. Kind of a forest green. Being student grade paints, these paints don't have names. They don't have information like pigment information. All good for what we're doing and for a lot of what we do. That's fine. Okay, I like this. I want to get the edges. Okay, good. Let's set this aside. Put it in a dry space. Now, watercolor. Nothing easier to clean up. This is just water. And I am grabbing paper towel. There. Now I think that's good enough that we can do one of the plain ones. All right. I'm going to go with the number 8 brush, which again, it's just a round brush. And I'm going to head into these blues. And I'm going to do this one. And this time I'm going to give it somewhat of shapes. Going into a different blue. I guess it's kind of swirls. A different blue again. Good. Now this paper is reacting a little bit different from the Atlas paper. Was that what I was doing? Dictionary, I think. But expect that. That was my whole point. It's just some of them are going to absorb. Some of them it's going to float more on top. We don't care. We do not care. What color is this? I think I'm pulling up some colors I may have never used before. There's so many colors in this set. But just using the blues. Use what you like. Maybe you want to use more greens. Maybe you want to use more yellows. Can't go wrong. Okay, now that I've got it like this, I'm just going to take my brush with water and give it a like a scrub. Well, scrub is too rough, but I'm just smearing the paint around. Since it's all in the blue family, it'll be fine. And I'm getting rid of the white. There's nothing wrong with the white. If you like it the way it was, then go with that. But what I'm going to be making is some tags or other kinds of inserts for my junk journal. And I want to do a junk journal that's colorful, really colorful, like a circus colorful, really, well, not necessarily circus colors like red and white stripes, but again, just colors. Now, I'm getting some buckling, so that's telling me lay off the water. It'll be fine. I think I'll take the paper towel just where I can see I've puddled up the water. And let's set this to dry. Good. Give the whole thing here just a quick wipe. And book page. All right, got the red brush. I mean, the red, well, the number 8. Is this, or yeah, this is the number 8. All right, maybe you're a neutral person and you're like, you know, I really don't want crazy colors. I want something that can go with more of my journals. I understand. Let's start with some of these. This might be black. It is, but it'll look like gray. I'll put it in a couple places. Nice and loose. All right, I'm going to head into a brownish, tannish. Good. I'm going to head into this brown. Don't even know what it is. Oh, it's it's blue. That's all right. Indigo. That's the word that was in my head that wasn't coming out. It's all right. We got a little black, a little indigo. No mistakes, right? Impossible. Okay. I think I've got her covered well. Let's go back to our metallics. And I'm going to pick this metallic gray just because kind of goes with neutrals, right? And I'm just going to give it some like lines. I'm holding the way back of my brush. Oh, if you hear a noise, my air conditioning just kicked on. I know, it's October 2 today, 2025. And it's going to be in the 80s. So this upstairs home of mine needs some air from time to time when it's that warm. Okay, that looks good to me. Now, this looks pretty dark, but it's going to lighten up, number 1. And number 2, it is, you know, as we cut it, it's going to be a part of itself, of its own. So I'm not worried that it may not go with the whole scheme. Okay, gold blobs, gold splatter. A little more. Okay, I'm liking it. Now I'm going to go into one of these white colors, and they're kind of shifters, or they, in one angle it'll look white, at another angle it may look another color. And I'm just going to put these on. Which one did I use? This one? Okay. Rinse. Take it to dry. We'll do one more. Oh, I almost grabbed my Fabri-Tac instead of my water bottle. And I just use a old, very old hair product bottle as my water bottle. All right. Okay, I think we did everything. Book page, dictionary page, and plain. And that's all I've got. Well, I've got these. We'll do one of these. Now, like I said, this feels like mixed media paper. Can you see there's like a, I'm going to turn it so, like a pattern or a texture. And I'm just picking the smoothest. And let's give this a go. Have no idea what it's gonna do. And let's pick a colorway. I'll go with these two, kind of in the yellow family. Now I have a feeling this may absorb more, but it's all right. I also think it's kind of a, I don't know, almost like a violet maybe. And can you see I've got some like yellow that is supposed to be pearlized. I'm sticking my brush in there. Not much color comes out, but that's normal. All right, I'm gonna grab this kind of a goldenrod. Yeah, that's goldenrod. I love it. I'm not gonna put orange on it. Maybe you don't see a color difference, but there honestly is. It's subtle, but there is color difference. Let's go back to this. Buckling, the paper's buckling a little. It's all right. Okay, I have several more. When I get them colored like you're watching me, well, back up. Let's get some metallic on this. I consider metallic, gold, silver, like a neutral. So she's really curling up. That's all right. We like it. All right, like I said, got a few more to do. I'm letting everything dry. I'll be right back. Things are dry, and I changed my desk over a little bit. So here are the 6x6s. I did finish one of them, the one that I had glued. I'm not sure which one it is, but when we come across it, I'll let you know. Wait, I think it's this one. No, that's not it. Nope. Well, it doesn't matter. All right, let's start out with making some tags with what we have. Now, see this bubbling? That's because of using glue, paper, water. And so I'm just going to have to kind of tack those back down as we go. But the first one I want to do, because I want to make tags. Now, please keep in mind a whole day has gone by. So if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. It doesn't take a whole day for all of this to dry, but I lost my light during that time. So I gave it another day. All right, I folded this in half. There's our writing space. And for this one, I'm just going to cut the corners. And I want to leave it the 6.5 or the 6x6. But I just want to do this one as like a tag that when you pull it out of the pocket, it opens. You know, little variety is what I'm going for here. Okay. And I'm not going to put a hole in it just yet, but there's a couple things I forgot. I just grabbed some ink and some trims. Okay, so what I did was I pulled out my printables that I already have cut because, like I said, I want these to be for an upcoming journal that's going to be primarily colorful, very colorful, and I think I'm going to add some maps. All right, I know I've got some green leaves. Here we go. And let's put some things like this. I like that. Okay. Now, I don't think we're going to get all these decorated in this video, but I think we're going to make a significant dent. Now, over here on the far right of me, I do have some scratch paper, and I'm going to do my inking over here. I mean, my gluing over here. And I should have glued the bottom pieces before the top pieces. Oh, that's just how I roll sometimes. Why? I don't know. And this one. Okay. It's just that my mat doesn't go far enough to my right. And so when I've got my gluing surface half on and half off that mat, every time I roll my glue stick over that, I end up gouging my glue pretty bad. So, all right. I love that. That's good. A little something up here. Okay. I've got a bee. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, I love that. So you do not have to have all of this be drying for overnight, but I would say it took, a couple hours for the watercolor to dry, and we already had the glue dry, all but just one piece. Come on, bee. There you go. Okay. I like this. I know it's a little bouncy, but it'll calm down. It will. Now, hole. Let's go with nothing too fancy. That's the little one. I do want it a little bigger. Can you see the sparkliness of the gold? That's one thing I didn't mention when we were in the painting phase, that the metallics show up more metallic and the pearlized show up more pearlized once whatever you're working on dries. Now I'm not going to put the top on, through both, because then I'm just stitching these shut. But I like to put the hole through both, and I don't know why, but I do. All right, I've got this. And I like this. I don't want it too long. I don't think this will be too long. It'll be about like this. So I'm going to just fold it and squish it. I love that this has words on it. This little strip of fabric that I got from my sister. I'm not going to yank it because we are still working with paper, not leather. So let's not get too carried away. Something is not quite right. Well, it should be. Let's just try again. Okay, that's good. That's good. I didn't ink up the sides, and on this one I don't think I will. It's a little bumpy, but that's okay. Yeah, okay. One. Let's do another one like that. And that one was in the red family, so this one's in the yellow family. This one I got a little bit off here. And it will be the top. So I think I'm going to just grab my trimmer. And just trim that off a bit. The other thing is it's not really straight. Let's do that first. I'm just going to make it straight based on, well, the words are straight, so it's just an optical illusion. All right, here we go. Get that off. And again, writing space. Fold it in half. I love this color. Now, for whatever reason, this one is not bumpy at all. I don't know what the difference is. Let's go bold, and let's go blue. I have some big blue flowers, and I don't mind trimming them. I like that. Okay. Leaves. A lot of fall colored leaves, but I know I've got some green leaves. These are little, but that's okay. This one's kind of a greeny yellow one. That's all right too. All right, let's get these down. Still warm here in Grand Rapids. I think I told you that I started this on October 2. That was wrong. I started this video on October 3, 2025, and today is October 4th. So sorry about that misleading information. And that glue stick is just about empty. That's okay, I've got more. That I've got. Okay, now let's get this one down. So are you working on a journal? Tell me in the comments which one. And while you're looking at the comments, if you haven't subscribed, you are welcome to subscribe. I would enjoy having you in our little group. Be wonderful. leaving comments is one of the things that can really encourage someone like me to have you leave a comment. So if you feel so moved, I would appreciate a comment. All right, you know what? I'm going to grab this while I remember, because I didn't round the corners. And I do prefer that look. Little touches. All right, now let's round these corners. My flower's getting in the way. That's all right, because we're going to trim it anyway. It's this one. Good. And I think I'm just going to use my nipper for this one, because I didn't leave that much room to make it tag shape. Okay. Yes, I like that. All right, topper. No. This one? Yes. And I think for this one, I am going to staple it. Get my little stapler. Still leaving plenty of room. I'm going to staple it again this way. Okay. Those bug me. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. What do I have? I'm going to make this a little shorter. Yes, I like that. Oh, sorry. And let's give this a little art glitter glue. I don't think we need Fabri-Tac. Okay. Now that little thing is not going to be lifting for me. It's all right. Let's get this on. Why won't you lift? Can you believe that glued itself down? Well, I'm just going to trim. There. All right. I like this little tag. Nice. I have blue ink. And let's get it and wait till you see what I got. Ta-da! I'm hoping I end up with less ink on my fingers, because this is archival and it doesn't want to budge. Well, I got to tell you, this is easier. But what I was using before was those triangular shaped cosmetic sponges from the Dollar Tree. Get a whole bag of them for $1.25, and they worked fine for me, but they quit having them. And I just think they're less popular than they used to be. So Even if I wanted to pay more, I couldn't find them. All right. So there is that. And I like it just fine. I'm going to get this back in there. Good. Okay. Now, I'm just grabbing the top one, which is another one that is yellow, but that's okay. And now I'm going to cut this. And it's plain on the back. It's 6. I'm cutting it down to 5. And I'm just going to save that inch. And now I'm going to do these 3 inches. Okay. A little bit shorter, but I like them. And let's go with 1. Okay. Let's decorate some more. I've got autumn things, and I really don't mind having this yellow one look a little autumn. Look at that. I love it. Okay. Do I want to put something like a little, see, this one doesn't have any pattern behind it. So I think what I'm going to do is first ground it with some words. And I've got that right over here. As a matter of fact, I've got some colored ones. I think I like that idea, don't you? All right, I'm going to just tear off this margin, and I'm going to give it a tear. Is that short enough? Not quite. All right. Now I'm going to, same sheet, tear off another piece. And I want this one a little bit shorter. Okay, I get the idea. I'm sure you do too. I put all kinds of tools on top of my place to do my gluing. Typical. All right. Now, the almost gone glue stick. I'm going to have the words right side up. Why not? Hyperbola. Hyperbola. Too bad I took off the definition. Hydrotherapy. I know what that is. Water therapy. Okay. Not bad words to have on our little tag here. I like that. Let's give it a, this is, I'm throwing it away because I'm going to start goofing with it, and I'll just struggle and struggle. So we're not going to do that today. Nope. All right. And then thought I took a leaf out. Probably did. Or maybe I didn't. Might have dreamed it. But I'm going to get a leaf. Oh, I like that. Yes, I do. I do not mind the thought that this upcoming journal is going to have more than one season represented. Kind of like it. Okay. I don't know that I need this. I like that just like it is. Okay. Good. That doesn't look very even. We'll pretend that is. Now, I've got this ribbon, and I love the color match. Okay, let's get a different punch out. This one weighs a ton. I forget what it's called. But it does like that. Don't set it on your glue spot. Oh, bang. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to give it a little bit of Fabri-Tac on there and on there. And bring this up just a little bit. I've got a little bit of glue oozing out, so I'm going to cover it. All right, clamp. Yeah, does it need a clamp? I'd say so. And I can, oh, for heaven's sakes, I can always trim this up. Well, that'll work. Set it aside. Do another one? Sure. Okay. Now, one of the things that I was thinking of, and I'm thinking these papers came out really nice, is doing a tag with a little pocket. So maybe I would be better, because then this will make the words upside down. We've got plenty that don't have words that way. So, whoops, I'm gonna fold it like this. And this is that paper that I said was kind of like, reminded me of mixed media paper. Just looked up and I see a stink bug is in my house. Yep, it's fall, so even though it's still warm out, they know cold is coming, huh? Okay, now I have two choices. I could fold this up and have this seam showing, or do it this way, which is the way I believe I'm going to do, and then have the seam just on the pocket part. So I'm going to fold this up. Okay. I'm going to round these corners. Paper's thicker than I thought. All right, that's all right. It made a mark, so I can cut it on that mark. And I'm just going to do the same on this side, but I'm not going to squash it like I'm trying to cut it through. I'm accepting the fact that it won't cut through, but I made a mark so I can see. Like that, and like that. Okay, love that. Give it another squish. And then we've got a pocket here, and I'm going to just glue it on the sides, and that's going to make another pocket. I'm going to get a clamp because this paper has a mind of its own. But I just wanted to show you some different tags that I want to make for an upcoming journal, and I am not inking them all up because I may want to ink it up in accordance with where I place it, but some of them I am. All right, this up. Give her a clamp. And then maybe before we're done, I'm gonna have to clamp it twice. Maybe before we're done, this will be dry enough that I can let's glue this. That I can decorate it. Finish the thought, huh? All right. I know that a lot of people use art glitter glue, a lot of people, and I love it, and I'm not going to stop using it. But sometimes it does need a clamp, to me. I just find that to be true. Okay, well, I'm not even going to try to cut these with my cutter. It already showed me that it doesn't like cutters. And I don't think I glued this back. That's okay. That's okay. You were probably trying to tell me that. I do have a lot of clamps. I like them. Seriously. I'm not being facetious. Okay, we're going to just let this dry. I'm seeing where it didn't quite all match up. That's all right. We'll deal with that when it comes. That is not bothering me. Okay, one more. One more. Maybe that one that I just did, I'll decorate and show you. Okay, this one, or let's do another one with our book page. I like these. Didn't that come out pretty? I think so. All right. I think what I'm going to do... Oh, and I still have this one. I think what I'm going to do is grab that trimmer. I'm going to make this one 4. Okay. Save that. And 2. And 2. Now we've got 3 of them. And you know what? I don't mind when, hang on, where'd it go? Oh, here. I don't mind when I have like 3 tags quite similar, and then you can kind of fan them on a page. Do you know what I mean? So let's do that. Well, now you did it once. You can do it again. There you go. There you go. Okay. How strong am I? Boy, I have a 50% chance of getting this instead of the smaller one. The smaller one's fine if I'm using like some twine or something like that. But if I want to use a little more of a trim, I prefer that hole. Okay, writing space, yes. Okay, love the coyote. Might get covered up, we'll see. Okay, let's think about 3 somethings that are similar. Okay, I'm going to grab green leaves while I see them. Ta-da. Okay. And let's get flowers that won't just blend in. Like here. I like the purple one. Another green leaf, that won't hurt. See, not that one, but these 2. These, I think I've got 3 here. 4 maybe. Little ones. Good. Not saying we're going to use them all, but I since it's purple on the back, I kind of like the idea of maybe another purple. And I think I have a purple bud, but maybe not. I'm not going to take forever to look for it. All right, we're going to call that enough. I love the way they look just laying here. All right, here we go. One at a time. And I want to get some leaves. Get away. Here. And a flower. And a leaf. Got a little glue on top. There was a little glue on my little glue board. It's shocking. Let's get that off, okay? Yeah, see my fingers sticking. Okay, good, good, good. And just making some more room on my little glue sheet, all right? The pink is a little, not my fave. How about this? Love it. Good. And just another flower. Now I just said pink wasn't my favorite. Yellow? Sure. Okay, there's one. I'm going to leave it here where we can see it because I want these to have harmony. Let's go with the big purple. And then I've got a bigger, no, that's not a bigger leaf. Ha! I spy. Here's a bigger leaf. And I'm grabbing a bee, another bee. Okay. Good. And here. Now I have a question. I am going to be making for myself some Christmas gift tags again. I make them large and I make them bold and, Julie style. But I make them for me. I make them for my son and daughter-in-law. Do you want to see me make them? Now, I've made them before on a video, but it's been obviously over a year. So if that's something you want me to show you, and every year I do them different. It's not going to be a repeat. No. All right, what's this? Do I want that on there? Yeah, I think I do, but I think I'm going to cut it. Little pruning. How's that? Okay. I've got a little bit of cutting to do here because I could not cut all this white off. It would have just made it too fragile, too hard to maintain in a container. Good. And I've got just a little bit here. Bring it up this way. Oh, for heaven's sakes. There. Okay. Let's get, and I'm gonna just save this for a second. I'm going to use art glitter glue because I start scrubbing a glue stick on this and it's going to rip. My glue stick's going to gouge. I don't have good luck with that. Okay. Good. Now remember I said I'm going to hang on to this. I'm just going to cut this leaf and glue her right on there. I know, clever, huh? Ooh, this way. Or maybe I'm cheating. There. No one will be the wiser. I'll save those. Now, I have a bee on this one. I'm putting a bee on this one. So I think I better find a bee for this one. Yes, I made the bees too. Sure did. There. Okay. We've got these. Now, what have I got for a trim? I'm not sure anything in here will work. Ooh, if I had enough of this for 3. Let's see. Maybe I've got... Yeah, I know. Hang on. Oh, one fell on the floor. Hang on. Sorry for my head. Okay. Now, hang on. I'm reaching. There we go. There we go. Yeah. See what I got? Okay, I'll show you. Trims. So, oh, that yellow. I think that'll work. I think that'll work fine. Sure. Okay. Put this back in the bowl. There. All right. Looks like I made it a little narrower at one point. That wouldn't hurt. Can you see what I'm doing even? I hope so. And this is the salvage edge. These are not fabric scissors, clearly. Neither are these, but I'm hoping they'll cut better. They do. Now, let's see if I can. Well, I'll be jiggered. Let's cut this off. See, don't give up. Don't give up. Okay, I want 3 pieces about the same. Here. Here. I know all this takes time, but these are the things that people don't understand when they look at your art and say, oh, I can do that. Okay. Show me. Show me. Do you have pictures? I've said that. Do you have pictures of your art? But I'm serious. I'd love to see it. I've not seen anyone's art yet, but I've asked. Okay. Now, fold this in. And another way I like to do these is just give it a one-time tie, and it holds just fine. I'll show you what I mean. Now they're going to fall off. Let's hope not. Okay. I'm just doing that first step of a bow. Seeing if I can get it a little more to the front. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna... because I want you to see the way I see it in my mind. There we go. Yeah. Well, that's a little uneven. I'll even it up later. I know there's only so much of this type of thing a person can stand. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, look. We got those 3 done. Can you even see them? They're pretty. All right. We got this one, which opens. We got this one that opens. And then this one. Should we take the clamps off and see if it all pops apart? I don't think it will. All right, let's just knock a few things over and just decorate this last little one. What do you say? All right, something a little bit bigger here. Like this. Good. Let's see. I got some I've got that leftover twig. Well, I think we're going to use it. Okay. Absolutely. Now, are you... I'll be. Well, it's stuck, but not like it should. It's okay. We'll finish decorating it, and then I'm going to glue her up again and clamp it down again. One of the things, this paper that I honestly don't know what kind of paper it is, but it's very reminiscent of I want the stick to show a little bit, of a mixed media paper. It's very absorbent. And instead of the glue being able to grab, it just gets absorbed by the paper. That does happen. This. Okay, this is a red. What about? I think so. And another leaf. I don't know that I have. I should look where you can see me. Let's see. All right. Here. There you go. Here we've got a tag with a pocket. Look. Look. Let's be a little more generous. And we're going to clamp her down. There. It will be fine. All right. Well, I've got my work cut out because we got several done and I'm really happy with them. But I've got this much more to go. Aren't they pretty? You have to let me know in the comments. You want to see more of me decorating these and getting them ready for a colorful floral journal? Let me know in the comments. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Down here, there's a video that's going to be popping up that was picked out for you, and I'll see you over there.